it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it. But now I want more, and I'ma have it.
Hey, what's up? LockEmUp Hoops. I am Realistic Randy with MasterMin and BoldBarry. Game 5 is tonight. Potential game or series clincher at Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. We had this whole segment lined up as far as what we were going to talk about, Steph Curry, his resurgence, Game 5 predictions and everything like that. But unfortunately, we can't. We have to start with Draymond Green, the NBA suspending Draymond Green for Game 5. Now, the NBA issued Draymond Green a flagrant one for the altercation between him and LeBron James, in which Draymond Green was setting up a screen at the three-point line. LeBron James pushes him down on the floor, looks down at him, and then takes his time to walk across. Draymond Green reacts like, yo, get off of me. And now he's suspended. And you know what? The fact that the league is saying, oh, well, don't worry, LeBron's going to get punished too. He'll get a technical call for that too. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, before I get too emotional in this, Mastermind, what do you make of Draymond Green getting suspended? Fair or unfair?
So, let me start off with just the Reggie Miller quote really quick about what he wrote. He tweeted this out today. He said, "And if you want to suspend him for the flagrant fouls, I'm fine with that. How about the officials call it in the game? Don't wait for the NBA later." So that's my whole point. I get the suspension because I get the suspension. Let's be real. Draymond Green, this is his third incident with hitting, punching, kicking, and kneeing. We know Steven Adams and now LeBron James. So he didn't get suspended for both of those calls, which was especially for the OKC. I think it was Game 6 or I think it was Game 5 or Game 6. I can't remember which one, but he should have got suspended for that one, in my opinion. But I knew the impact of the game. If you would have suspended him for that game, that would have definitely decided the series for OKC. Now for this last one that we just saw with LeBron James, I get it. LeBron threw him down, stepped over him. That should have been called a tech right away. But let's be real. If we're gonna keep it 100 here, we all see Draymond's right arm swinging that region, and you hit him, and you've seen LeBron react right away. So everybody that's saying like, well, they're overreacting. Let's switch roles. So if that was you in that position and somebody swings and hits you like that, you're all gonna react to that. This is his third time. He has a history of this right now, and I'm one of the biggest Draymond Green fans there is. So if we're gonna keep punching people in that same area and getting away with it, come on, you gotta call it. It's only right, because if they don't suspend him, so why do we have rules then? Why do we have these rules where we're not supposed to punch people in the region, or just in general being not physical? Because you're not supposed to punch somebody in that region. Like, let's keep it 100. So I agree with the suspension, but the only thing about I don't agree with it is that they should have called a flagrant in the game, not after the fact, because they know if Draymond, because if they actually should have just called techs, not flagrants, because if they both did, they both pushed each other and they both hit each other. So I think they should have called a technical, because a flagrant, they know that's going to suspend Draymond. And the tech, I think he needs two. Well, now he needs one more, but he would have had two more to be suspended. So I think they should have just called a tech rather than a flagrant, because they're up 3-1. I don't think it's going to decide the game. So this is for you. This is especially for you, BoldBarry. This is the perfect story written right here, because let's be real. If Draymond Green's out this game, and if LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers don't win this game, and especially if LeBron doesn't win this game, you can talk all bad about him. You can talk the worst about him, because there's no way that he should lose this game. I understand it's in Oracle, but you don't have you don't have Draymond, the defensive player. You don't have anyone to guard LeBron really outside of Iguodala. So LeBron James, this is his game. If he doesn't step up, I'm coming after that man, because there's no way that you should lose this game 5. So I'm gonna jump in again, but I want to hear what you say. I just don't think that Draymond. I just think it's fair. You just can't tell me, like, you had 3 incidents with this where he's hitting somebody in that region, so you can't tell me that he doesn't deserve a suspension for that. Now, I get it. I'm gonna repeat myself. I get it that it should have been called in the game instead of outside the game, but I do think he should have got suspended because this is the third time. You can't keep getting away with hitting somebody in that region. So that's my take as of now, but I'm gonna definitely jump back into this. I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Mastermind agrees with the call. He just thinks it should have been called earlier. BoldBarry, fair or unfair? Draymond Green.
I think as far as the suspension goes, it's completely unfair. I'm going to go on the opposite of what you said, Mastermind, as far as he hit him in the region, where I guess he's been notorious of doing this.
3 times.
3 times. So I get it. He does have a history this year in the playoffs of hitting dudes in the low area down there in the groin. But we have to put in the context here as far as like what led up to this alleged I purposely hit LeBron in the privates. I look at it like this. The man threw him down on the ground. LeBron did not have to walk over him at all. Now, when he had walked over him, Draymond was trying to get himself back up while LeBron is stepping over him. Like, he kind of gave him a Heisman right back down to the ground. And then Draymond did give him a little nudge, but
ain't no middle. He swung, bro.
He swung. But, he gave him a hit in the private parts as he's getting up on one of those, hey, get up off me. But, it looks like, you gotta remember, it looks like he was saying something else as he was getting up because LeBron stopped playing. It wasn't like he said, I believe he said, like, he called him a B word or something like that. So it started from that. Let me just remember that he only reacted off the fact that Draymond said something on his way up, not the initial hit in his private.
I think he reacted.
When LeBron reacted, I read his lips. His lips were saying something about, you don't know me like that, watch your mouth, or something like that. And he kept saying that the whole entire time, even after, the altercation happened. Now, for me, I think the referee should have just stopped it the moment LeBron had stopped playing, because the rest went over. The rest went over and tried to stop it, but it was like, oh, I guess they're just chirping. But then I think there was a loose ball, and then that's when they were like, oh, we're going to break this up, when it escalated further than it would have had to be, escalated to. So I don't look at this suspension being necessary. I think if you're going to give LeBron a tech, you might as well give Draymond a tech. I'm not sure. I believe you just said it, but I'm not sure if that leads to a suspension either way.
I think he needed 2 more flags.
He needed 2 more for that?
Yeah, but now 1.
Right. So either way, I feel like this is just a big momentum shifter for the series. It's not fair, I'll tell you that, because that whole situation wasn't fair. And I mean, if we even look at a lot of the things that were going on before that incident, it was real chippy. So if we're going to, criticize that play and say that Draymond needs to be suspended or whatever, we need to look at that whole final about, I believe, 4 minutes of the game where they were all literally throwing each other to the ground. It was a slaughterhouse. It was a bar fight in there, as KG would say. It was a bar fight, so that's just my input so far in this. I'll jump in, as soon as you give your take over there, Realistic Randy. But, yeah, it's not fair, man.
I don't want to be a hypocrite at all with this. If you guys remember, what was it, about a month and a half ago, we had that big argument as far as Draymond Green. Is he a top 10 player? I'm never going to back down from that. He's top 20, not top 10. But specifically, Mastermind, you brought up a key question. You said, take Draymond Green away from the Warriors. Would they still be as productive defensively? I said they would take a loss, but I said they would be just fine. And I still expect the Warriors to win Game 5. I still expect them to win Game 5 in Oracle. However, that does not excuse the league for delivering these hot plates of garbage as far as what you want to call a decision right now. This is a complete disaster. Don't even get me started. First of all, you said the officials, you're right. The officials should have done something then and there. These playoffs has been a complete disaster for these officials. They've been a complete joke. They say we want to take away the 2-minute report, but you can't even do your jobs anywhere else. You don't know what a travel is. You don't know what an elbow is. You don't know what a foul. You'll call all these ticky-tack fouls, but then when the calls really matter, where something is blatantly in your face, you'll straight up miss that. But that's besides the point. Let me get to LeBron James real quick, because we know how this started. The end of Game 4, at that post-game press conference, this dude, LeBron James, said, and in the words of BoldBarry, and I quote, I felt at that point in time, it was a little outside of basketball. Draymond just said something that I don't agree with. I'm all cool with the competition. I'm all fine with that. But some of the words that came out of his mouth were a little bit overboard, and he went on from there. Excuse me. This is a question to both of you guys and to the viewers out there as well. How many times have we watched NBA games, right? Live NBA games, and the sound is HD sound, so we can hear a lot of stuff. How many times after a whistle call, we hear cuss words or we hear people chirping? We can hear some of the words exactly what they're saying. So if this call is made if he's getting a flagrant one based on the trash talk, then come on. LeBron James, really? You've never been trash talk before on the court? You've never trash talk either on the court? Come on now. And for the fact that the NBA, this decision to make this, we're going to uphold the standard of the league and all this stuff, this is an insult to the general fan base. Those that know basketball, this is an insult to all the fans out there. Because, and except the Cavs fans and LeBron, which are really just LeBron apologist fans, because they will look for anything they can to have any chance of LeBron just, he's the GOAT, he's the greatest of all time. And let me say something real quick. For all those people that are like, oh, well, you know what, realistically, man, you're just a bandwagon Warriors fan. I don't know how many times I need to say this. I've been on the record. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. I am a Steph Curry fan as well, and I like watching the Warriors play. The difference between myself and all the LeBron apologists out there is that, if you guys remember, I am on the record of criticizing Steph Curry for his passive play for pretty much all of these playoffs. The difference between myself and LeBron apologists is objectivity. How many times have we seen LeBron fail in games? And this is not an attack on LeBron. This is specifically on these LeBron fans that will go out of their way to dig and reach for anything to give any kind of excuse for this dude. How many times have we seen these dudes say, oh, well, you know, he needs this team, and they didn't do this right, and LeBron, he did everything he could. At least I have called Steph Curry out on many occasions. You are the unanimous MVP. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, you didn't see this defense. You've seen every defense in the world. But now getting back to my point. The NBA is insulting all of us fans out there. This dude, hold on, let me get this dude specifically. What we got? Kiki Vanderweg, NBA's executive vice president of basketball operations, said, and I quote, "There's no way you can say this is an acceptable act. You have to do what you think is right for the play, and unfortunately, Draymond put himself in this position." So clearly, we're going to sit here and say, what? So wait, let me ask you guys something. What was Draymond supposed to do? Patiently wait while LeBron just walked over him all slow?
Right,
he had all the opportunities to walk around him. He pushed him, and then walked over him. I don't think it was intentional what Draymond did. I think Draymond was like, yo, get off me, and it may just so happen that happened. But I do understand, Mastermind, what you're saying as far as the history, but
dude swung.
Dude, but what is he supposed to sit there? Is he supposed to sit there?
I understand that, but no, I understand that. If you're gonna push him, you don't push somebody like that. You push somebody like that. You don't swing.
Yeah, but he's walking over him, so he's
walking. He looked down at him and then walked over him.
On the top of his.
Come on, man.
When he does that,
he's supposed to sit there and say, "Oh, take your time, LeBron. I'll get up when necessary." Right. He put himself in this. LeBron put him in that position.
I understand all that, but listen, if we know that you need one more flagrant call, you got to be smarter than that. You have to be smarter than that.
Yeah, but in the heat of that game, though, in that situation, and then LeBron's throwing you on the ground, he walked around him again in order for himself to walk over him. Like, that's just like, that's overkill.
I see all that, but at the end of the day, if he would have walked over him, that's when you do the chest bump and all that. But like, you don't swing up like that.
But he still did, though. He still did. Right after he allegedly hit him in the private,
y'all see replay more than one time. He swung purposely like that. It wasn't some random.
I think he flailed up because he's like, get off me. I think that's really what it is.
Regardless if he didn't mean it or not, that's his third time hitting somebody in the region. Like, come on now. There got to be a limit now. Because what's the point of having rules if we're going to keep being able to punch somebody there or kick somebody?
You brought up Steven Adams, right? Now, Steven Adams, I feel like that more deserves a suspension.
I agree, too.
Right.
Than this one. Because this one was more like, why'd you even do all that kicking? This one is like LeBron initiated that whole entire contact, the whole entire walkover. And then just to highlight, Draymond still stepped to him and swung on him again after the fact. So it was clearly like, damn, it was like a damn, like he got over me, but I'm still not done with this. And he said something when he did that because LeBron was still turning around as he knocked him in his joints. So
this suspension has nothing to do with, we're just holding the integrity of the league. This was not for that. This was to, if we're being really real about why this suspension went down, This was all about the NBA being embarrassed of these finals right now, that the self-proclaimed, the king and all this stuff, he's looking completely helpless, and they want to extend this final series as long as they can for parity. I think that's exactly what it is. Kiki Vanderwick, you have to do you have to do what you think is right for the play. And unfortunately, Draymond put himself. Did Draymond put himself on the floor? Did he do that?
But he swung.
He put himself in this position.
He swung in that region.
Oh man,
swung in that region though.
That's
man. Let's be real.
Nah.
How many times can you get away with that though? Like, come on, how many times are you gonna get away with that?
This may be a boy who cried wolf thing, and I get what you're saying, Mastermind. But I think
because it was viral, it was so viral on the internet of like, oh look, he got him in the private. Like because LeBron didn't even know. He said himself, I didn't even know that happened. He was saying, I didn't even know that happened.
No, he said him and everybody in the locker room viewed that play and was like, oh wow, we didn't realize that happened. LeBron knew because you can see his face right away. Because as soon as he got hit, LeBron turned his head around away.
LeBron turned around because Draymond said something. Because then Draymond was walking away, and then he was still saying stuff.
Watch that video again. As soon as he hit,
I got to save it in my phone. I'll watch it over and over.
Look at it.
Because LeBron didn't say, yo, watch your hands. He said, you don't know me like that. You're not saying that to somebody who hit you in your private. You don't know me
back to that. Like, of course, like somebody calling me that, I'm stepping to him too. Like, come on now. Everybody, if everyone is saying, oh, you're gonna walk away, like, no, nobody's walking away when somebody calls that. In the NBA, they have this swearing, but you don't get called directly the B word, because every time you get called the B word, it's gonna be.
But how many times has trash talking happened in the NBA during the games? During the games,
different type of trash talk. No, but you don't see somebody.
What?
No, you realistic, Randy. You know, if somebody calls you that, you're not gonna take.
Of course. No. You're right. You're absolutely right. Of course, you're gonna react. But this whole idea, well, Draymond started with the trash talk, that is complete BS. And in that case, all these players that I see talk BS, everybody needs a flagrant one. Everybody. Flagrant ones for everybody. It's raining flagrant ones. You know what? Kevin Love, he's all on these State Farm commercials talking about dropping dimes. It should be dropping flagrant ones. We going to flagrant ones for everybody. Like they said with Oprah, you get a flagrant one. Oh, he trash talked me. I'm hurt. Get out of here, man. It's LeBron started this. That's why this. We got to look at this now. They trash talk. This is not good for the game. Get out of here. This is complete horse crap. They wanted to extend this series as long as they could because the king is getting embarrassed. He's getting embarrassed after all this. Oh, if we were healthy and all this stuff. You got the coach, you got the players. They are getting embarrassed, and they want to make this series go as long as they can. That's the only reason this is happening.
Here's my theory. If the series was tied 2-2, I don't think Draymond would have got suspended at all.
But that's my point.
There you go.
There you go.
I understand that. But
that's my point.
It's kind of like the Steven Adams thing. They knew because I think they were down 3-1, 3-2. And then they were like, no, we can't do this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But they're up 3-1. Let them get a chance real quick. But I'm going to come at LeBron. You better win this game. You better have 40 points now, because nobody is in the paint now to be able to,
You got Kevin Chop, Love. He can probably play ball now. You got Kyrie. Maybe his basketball IQ is questionable. LeBron is here, so let's see.
But that's also a good sign for Steph Curry. Steph Curry, this is a chance to really go up, step up. You got have 40 points tonight. Clay, have 40 points tonight. Harrison Barnes, you can step up. Iguodala, he's going to bring it in the final. So it's Sean Livingston too.
I still believe they'll pull this series off at the end of the day because their team is too deep. And like you said, they're at Oracle and they throw a lot of different defenders at LeBron. I mean, Draymond's a huge piece, but it's going to be Iguodala, Harrison, and then I don't know.
I agree. Let's real quick. Let's take a break. We're going to talk about Game 5 as far as breaking it down and everything like that, including Steph Curry. He stepped up. We forget. This whole Draymond situation took over. We forgot Steph Curry, what he was looking like in Game 3 compared to Game 4 is a complete 180 turnaround. So we'll talk about that next. This is the LockEmUp Hoops podcast. I am Realistic Randy with Mastermind and BoldBarry.
I want it all. Life for the famous, rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'm so shameless. Promised I wouldn't let it go once I grabbed it. But now I want more, and I'ma have it. Champagne dreaming, campaign teaming, so much pain.